We are streaming. I think. I'm set up. Let's make sure. Welcome everybody to the stream. I mean, there's no one here yet, but all right. Make sure. Yeah. Welcome everybody to the stream. What's wrong with my voice? Booyakasha. We are already in a trade. I did call it in Discord, so if you weren't there, already in a trade up 11K or so. Let's see if it runs. Called that in Discord during lunch session. Oh, I called that level in Discord during the lunch session. Yeah. I can give some of these some room. I can give this one room here. Boom, boom. See if we can run on some of this position here. Oh, look at that CL trade. Ooh, ooh. Man, oh man, oh man. I didn't do much trading over I just started trading. I was a little late getting on the stream. I tried to set up another system to do the stream. Or yeah, to do the stream, and I don't know if it was working. So I just gave up on it and just said, let's do the old system. Do you wait 720 or on NQ short? No, I mean, right now we're focusing on for 720. Yeah. I'm 720. So that's the target. Target there is 720. Like I said, I called that in Discord. See if it gets there. Might be knocked out of this trade here. Might have to re-enter. But I'll take profit. I'll take profit over. It's kind of at a really interesting area on the chart. I mean, not really. It does look like it's, I mean, that last 5-minute candle, but that just might be an overshoot of that level. It might just come back. Stop filled. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, I didn't do much trading over the lunch. I didn't do any trading over the lunch hour, actually. Took a break. I think I'm going to start doing that now more. Didn't want to get knocked out of all those trades, but that's fine. See if we can ride these other 2 5 lot or 10 lots up there. I probably should have protected something or not got out a lot of those. I should have just looked at the chart. Tried to stay in that trade a little bit longer. Yeah. This is definitely more taxing. I have to look at the graphics card and see if I can do something there. So CL is coming up to the RDA. So I don't know, probably around 68.11. Probably the short area, maybe a little bit lower than that. 68.22 is the first short area on CL. But, oh my gosh. Got knocked out of those trades. Definite volatility there on the downside. So, yeah, did not want to get knocked out of those. What time is it? It's 30. I did re-enter. So we got knocked out on that pullback, and then I re-entered. Re-entered for 5, and then got another 5 down below. We'll see. Knocked us out of those trades. That sucks. Now we'll see. It's kind of at a... Where does the index want to close? That's the question.
Stop filled.
Yeah. After that move, I'm just going to wait for a chart 4. Level check right around 642. That might not happen, though. That might not happen. What did I want to go to? Oh, that's what I wanted to go to. Just waiting. There's nothing on deck right now. I mean, I kind of want to get on the NQ, but until it changes momentum on the upside.
Order filled.
And we'll do another 3 here and another 3 here. NQ on 3 lots. See if we get picked up on a pullback on the... Put a protective stop here. Thoughts on ICT? Who's ICT? I personally think he's a fraud. No idea who ICT is. NQ, nice movement all the time. I don't talk about other traders. Nothing to gain about talking about other traders. I talk about general YouTubers, though.
Order filled.
I do talk about general YouTubers. But, you know, there's a million ways to trade the market. There's a comment from YouTube, by the way. That's what I'm responding to for people on TradingView. Yeah, that's why I trade that as one of my peers. See if this holds up. That is a momentum check there. GC is definitely coming up. Wonder if GC is going to... That's the first reaction on that level in the 5-minute. We look at the other level. Let's look at the other level. Completely misread that chart. I think we start a position here, but it's probably going up to here. So, and then put a stop up here and put a stop, actually wrong chart. Put a stop up here. Looking to enter a GC short. We'll see if that's going to work out. Was that from Opera? That was from Opera. I need to figure out how to turn off notifications. So annoying. I have to figure that out later. Barely in profit on that. I have to give it a little bit of time to hold that momentum. We've got 3 minutes in this 5-minute candle. So I guess NQ looks long for the rest of the day. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. If this momentum holds up, oof, those downside moves are just they are being bought up. But yeah, let's see. That's the last test. If that test doesn't hold up, I need to get out of this trade. So if this test does not hold up, I need to get out of this trade. On the NQ. It's a level check also on the chart 4. Also an RDA check. I mean, you have to take that trade. You really do. Now it's just a question of, okay, is it going to move? I'll give it a little bit of room. It's kind of a fade trade on chart 2. So it might come out and take me out based on how the volatility's been on the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But so on the bubble with this trade, I don't really want to risk it ripping down. Rippage down. Guess I can give it a little bit more room. Yeah. See, it's a fade trade on chart 2, and it's going to have a hard time every step of the way. Should have just got out there probably. I'll give it enough room though, because it is at a momentum check. So we'll give it a little bit of room. Got 1 more minute in this candle, this 5-minute candle. Probably need to give it much more room here, but we'll see.
Stop filled.
Should react, but obviously it's not. And we're so close to the OR 50. I don't want it to test that and then also have to. Yeah. Don't have a confirmation on chart 2 yet. That's why I'm just keeping my stops pretty close there. Yeah. Fuck you. Knew it was going to do that shit. Now I need to get back in, asshole.
Order filled. Order filled.
Fucking asshole.
Order filled.
Now, is it going to lose this? That's the question. Is it going to lose this level? Needs to see it move up decently. Move up decently. Yeah, I shouldn't have. I should have just been patient there. Keep going, dude. I don't like these downside movements. So I needed to take profit quick or just... That's well into that next candle. I don't think it's going to get there. If it gets there, then we got a problem. We got issues. Stop losses below the level on chart 2. Members chart 2. I'm really trading off chart 2. Bingo. Trading reaction zones, it's not moving.
Order filled.
Stupid piece of shit. We'll wait for a confirmation. What's up with that GC trade? Why is that down? Oh yeah, waiting for that zone. Wait for a little bit of a break here on the NQ trade. It feels like it wants to break down, but I think it's probably going to do one more spike down, and then it's probably going to go up, or maybe it holds here. I mean, it's holding the 50. Wait for a confirmation. It's holding that RDA in that level, so, I guess I should have just traded that again.
Order filled.
I'm going to trade against this level again. So again, can't be annoyed with the market. I'm kind of annoyed that, yeah, there it started to move. But don't believe that yet. Don't believe these movements yet. This 5-minute candle could just close badly. So you don't believe this 5-minute candle yet. Not yet. Okay, now it recaptured. Now you have something to trade against. Wait for a little pullback. Get picked up, hopefully, on a pullback here. Nope, didn't get picked up on that pullback. See if we can get picked back up here. It might reject here at this zone. I think GC, I'm going to get out of GC.
Order filled.
I think we wait for an overshoot. I mean, this 5-minute level's looks too good for GC not to tag. So I just think we be patient and wait for that trade up there.
Order filled.
Did get picked up on a pullback there. Let's see if that pullback goes farther. It's kind of at a reaction zone, so we would expect it to maybe go a little bit further than it is. Now we'll switch over to 2. Now we'll put some trailing stops in. Just there's no reason to take a loss on something that comes back to, especially since we're actively managing it. There we go. 6 trades, 6 lots in that trade. Let's see if we can ride that up. See if it actually goes up. It might knock us out here. It's momentum long, bias long, recapture momentum and bias. So I waited for the confirmation to do that trade, which I should have been waiting from the get-go. So if you're new here, you want to join Discord down below. You see a link down below on TradingView and YouTube. If you're new, we'll be trading probably up to like the half hour, maybe a little bit later. It depends. Sometimes I trade all the way up to close because there's good trades that happen. It's pretty skittish about going up. Doesn't really want to go up. Oh, I do 200. I need to put my stop just below that. I'll put it just below. Give it an opportunity to do a momentum check on chart 2 and hold up. All right, here we go. Nope, it's not. There we go. Do I want to give it more room is the question. To do for one of them. Put the other one down here. I mean, we're still targeting 720. And then above that would be a short zone. Depends on how fierce it gets up there. There are only two types of trades that we do, fade and momentum trades. Your stop loss, your profit, everything else is based on that type of trade we do. Would have been a little bit heavier on this if I wanted to. Looks like it's going to move. I should have just added to that trade. So members, I did add a new pattern today, the level check pattern. So you'll see that in the membership site underneath the menu, underneath the pattern library, obviously. Let's see if we're still in the mass trade. We are still in the mass trade, but that trade actually it hit a level. I think we should take 50% off. And then just let the 50% ride. For those that are wondering, I'm trading KuCoin until I get to about $1,200 to $1,500. Whoa. NQ really moved. Did get knocked out of one position. So I started with $191. We're up to what, eight something, 864 or so. About a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's been. Here we are. So the NQ did go up. We did get knocked out. We're up about 10,000 for the day. Should be better than that. I didn't trade over the lunch session. Just wasn't feeling like it. I'm going to start, like I said, I don't think I'm going to be doing these all market streams. So the index hit, well, it's not there yet. I think we give the index some room. I think we're going to get knocked out of some of this trade. I mean, that's a key level, 691 on the NQ chart. So we expect a reaction there. And then the NQ's messing around with, why is this chart not up here? The NQ's messing around with the weekly open, with its weekly open. Obviously the index, not obviously, but the index is well above the weekly open, not well, but it's above the weekly open. Now the NQ is messing with the weekly open, with its own weekly open. So that's kind of what we expect, a reaction there. Don't know how much of a reaction. We are going into the last hour of the market, so expect volatility to pick up. Got knocked out of that trade, or at least knocked out of for two. Let's see if we're going to get knocked out for another two. I'm going to put our last position below the stop, or below the momentum checks. This is no longer valid. I don't know why that's on there. This 5-minute level is just too great for GC not to try to take out. Which is right around 1980. Wait, can I read that? Yeah. 1990. So right around 1990.
Stop filled.
Stopped out of that trade. Now we have to ask, or now we wonder, question is, what are we up for the day? About 11,556. 11,000 or so. Do we wait for a greater pullback, or so if this 5-minute, well, I think we wait for a greater pullback. That wouldn't make sense based on this pattern, though. Almost should short this.
Order filled.
I think we'll start to short this. Not too aggressively. This is a quick scalp trade if it works out.
Order filled.
Need to get everything out of the market right now because we're about to hit the hour close. The index hour close. Let's see what the hour is looking like on the actual index.
Stop filled.
What is this looking like? All right. So it's looking pretty solid. I mean, this level's pretty solid. Can't get any more clear than that. The question is, does the market want to test it again? But that's below the weekly open, so no. I would say no. RDA held up pretty well for the 60-minute on the NQ. We didn't tag 720, so I think we kind of do a participation trade here. And then I was going to short down, but it does seem like I just don't like the way the 5-minute pattern is aligning. The index looks a lot better. So the index pattern I like a lot better. It's the NQ pattern I don't really like. So we're going to not, it's reaching the hour close, so you might see a huge spike in one direction. So obviously I'm getting prepared for that. Let's see what happens here. Wanted to end the day a little bit more than 11K, but I only traded for a little bit in the morning and then also here in the afternoon. So if you're new here, you want to follow on Discord down below. All right, so we're up on one lot. Did not get picked up anything. Didn't want to get too aggressive. It's the hour close, last hour of the market. 3 minutes the hour close is happening, so typically you expect increased volatility around this time, around an hour close. So I'm new to trading, but what do you think about indicators that tell you when to enter and exit a trade? I'm sorry if it's a stupid question. There are no stupid questions. Well, that's what you're using indicators for. Can you hear me? I can answer on the stream. So your question, yeah, of course you use, you use indicators for you use indicators for what you see on the screen here. The yellow indicator is the RDA, is the Rex Dog average. It's a free indicator in TradingView. It's our bias indicator in our system. I'll link it in TradingView and on. So that we use for trades. All the indicators in the system. Well, okay. All right. So most indicators you use will be to confirm a trade, about entering or exiting a trade. Ooh, I don't like the volatility here. Hold on, I got to pay attention. We're going to put trailing stops here. If we get knocked out, we get knocked out. It's doing an RDA check on chart 2. Yeah. It just seems like it's going to pull back. So let's go down further. It's the hour close, so I don't want to get too aggressive. We'll wait for a level check down here, expecting this level to hold. So we'll just wait for this level check down at, where is this at? 641, member 641. I'll continue to answer the question, 641. Member 641, and the control on that is chart 4. It might be an overshoot on chart 2. That would be also aligning with chart 3 as well. So, kind of this zone, 644 to 641. I think you missed the trade. Either you do a participation trade for an overshoot with the expectation that this is just a check, but you do have a pretty decent rejection there in the 5 minute, and we're about to hit the hour. So I wouldn't be doing any trades. So yeah, that's not a new question. That's actually a pretty good question. Indicators should tell you when to enter or exit a trade, in my opinion. Otherwise, why are you using them? Now, indicators have a dual purpose. They always have a dual purpose. They should have a dual purpose. So actually, when I finally started understanding this, I started becoming a profitable trader. Which, look at how indicators are taught to be used, and then immediately outline the opposite of how those indicators are used, how they're taught. 90% of the time, it's going to provide you an edge, because most people writing trading books, most YouTubers are idiots. They don't know how to trade. So, and I'm probably an idiot too, but I can just tell someone that can trade and someone can't trade. So for instance, the people that do consistent videos on YouTube that are traders, that they're just talking heads, and all they do is they just share patterns and all this other stuff, and they don't stream, I don't think they trade. That's my personal opinion about any YouTuber that does not stream. They don't actually trade. So any YouTuber that doesn't stream doesn't actually trade. Maybe they do. If they have a trade room and then they stream there, then okay. I'm sharing that because if you go down the YouTube rabbit hole of trying to learn indicators, 80 to 90% of out there is garbage, because they don't have edge. They're not trading. Who I would listen to is someone that you can watch trade, use their indicators, and trade, as well as explain to you in a cognizant manner how they're trading. Because the thing you need to understand about indicators and trading systems out there is that my system is rare, I believe, and I don't think it's the way hold on. I'm going to take this trade. I don't want to miss a trade by talking. There's two types of trading systems that exist. One trading system, only the person that developed it could trade it. And then there's trading systems that can be taught, that can be adopted. I've just come to this realization in the last 3 months, especially since I've been teaching my nephew to trade. So for those that are new, my nephew's former Marine, just got out of the Marines, early 20s, and teaching him to trade. So, but he went down the YouTube rabbit hole. You know, I'd teach him stuff, and then he would go and obviously do what I would expect. He'd go there and read books, read posts, watch YouTube videos, everything else. The realization I came to is that I don't know what that percentage is. I should come up with the percentage or think what the percentage is. I'm looking to go long on the NQ. Everything else, I'm just waiting. We're waiting for GC. We're waiting for that level. CL, you can see where my position is. CL is way up there at 68, spot 23. We're in a participation trade on the NQ for the last hour of trade. We do need to be a little mindful of that. It might get pretty volatile here. So you'll see that I have some positions down below. And then we're just looking in case it spikes. I've seen it spike a couple times here. So I'm just getting prepared for spikes. So from a new trader perspective, if you're out there reading books, obviously some books are really good. The Market Wizards books are really great, but Trading Sardines is really great. There's books. Here's the thing. The trading books that are written by real traders that kind of tell the story, I believe you can get the most from, because what you have to do is you have to read between the lines. You have to, because no trader, very few traders are going to outright like share their edge with you. Why do I share my edge? Because my system, I don't know what I discovered. I don't know what this is. And this will go, I'll loop this back to the point I'm making. My system, and I shared a recent video about this, how I've traded, or with my system, I've charted humidity. I've traded, you can get data from rain stations or from weather stations. I've traded charts, or I've looked at the system and how it trades on obscure data. I bet if I got data of how long stars live from an open high and close, open high, low and close, stars in the universe, and I bet if we graphed that out, the Rex Dog trade system, it would match it. It would hold up. I've just done this enough since 2018 that the indicators and the rules that I use in the system, for whatever reason, I don't know what I don't question it anymore because I don't care. It just works on any market, any ticker, obscure data that can be charted. Like I said, I've done some really obscure. You can look at the code for the RDA is there. You can look at it. You're going to discount it because you're going to say, okay, well, it's only 6. That's a question on YouTube. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying I could trade that. So the recent YouTube video, no, yeah, you can download OHLC, open, high, low, and close charts of weather station data. There's APIs that give you this. Okay, I'm going to go long here. Well, I'm already long, but I missed the trade talking. Damn it, Jim. I'm a talker, not a trader. All right, let's see if we can get picked up on a pullback. Pullback, man, pick us up. I'm not going to chase you. I ain't going to chase you. Don't chase women and don't chase trades. Sounds like a country song. But chase good vodka. Or no, not good vodka, good whiskey. Sorry. I'm not really a whiskey drinker, though. All right, we got picked up. Now, we're not going to be too aggressive because it might get pretty volatile here. We are going into where it might move, but it might not move. So we got a lot of rejections there in the 5 minutes. So we don't want to be too aggressive with this trade. We're going to give it plenty of room, though. We'll give it plenty of room. Yeah, so you can trade. You can download weather data. No, you didn't distract me. I distract myself. See, here's the thing with me and live streaming. Like number one, I enjoy I'm a trader. So don't chase women, don't chase trades. Sounds like a good slogan. I might put that on the site. Um, well, there's certain women you should chase, I guess. So maybe it says don't chase fast women and don't chase fast trades. I don't know. I'll refine it. Anyways, so I'd be trading regardless. There's three things I do in life now. For those that don't know, I'm open about this. I have terminal cancer. I get treatment every 2 weeks. I get chemo treatment every 2 weeks. So hopefully AI will come to fruition here in the next year or so and actually solve cancer. Maybe come up with some cancer. That might be, it's 5 to 10 years off. Who knows? Maybe I can live that long. But I mean, I feel healthy. I feel good. I've had major cancer surgery. So, I've kind of been dealing with it for, I don't know how long, a couple years. This trade is starting to upset me. Let's see. Okay, what we're going to do, I think it's going to pull back here deeper, but we're in this trade and there's a momentum check there. So our stop losses are below both momentum checks. So it's either going to spike down and take us out or it's going to ride these 3 lots up. I don't want to get heavier because we're in a terrible area to trade the chart. Terrible area to trade the chart. Yeah, that fast women and fast trades is even better. So I think that's the one. Don't chase fast women. Don't chase fast women and fast trades. I like it. So I'm gonna get back to my point here of the indicators. It's gonna all come back in a full loop. So I've traded my system in obscure data, and I did a recent YouTube video on that. It's actually my channel. On the channel where you have like a video that explains the channel. I want to do a better one, but that's just the video for now. The one that's my channel explainer video, whatever that's called on YouTube. That goes. I share the weather data that I actually trade, or that I downloaded. I think it was some weatherstation.io. Yeah, we knocked out of this trade. Damn it. Yeah. I think we're going to wait for a deeper pullback. I think we reverse.
Stop filled.
Do we reverse yet? I don't know yet. We reverse and we short that. All right. So I see a deeper pullback here. I see a possible deeper pullback. Members, you probably shouldn't be trading this if you don't have experience. Meaning that this short trade, you shouldn't be trading this if you don't have experience, because what I see here in the chart is probably more of a, it's contrary to all the indicators you see on the chart. So, and it's probably not going to work out. But because every time I fight the system, well, there we go. I only got picked up for one. So I see a deeper pullback. But why, members, I say don't trade this, because number one, it's not a high probability trade. This is not a high probability trade. The high probability trade is wait for the deeper pullback. This is against momentum. But I'm guiding some of my decision off the fact that it didn't tag that level above and that 5-minute rejection there. But I could be massively wrong here. So we're going to give it a little bit of room here on the short side. That might have been the opportunity to go long. So I'm sure there's some members right now that are actually trading against me, that are actually probably long here. I also think that previous 60-minute candle, well, we'll see. Previous 60-minute candle is weak. So that's what I'm trading against. But once again, where we at, and I'll get back to what I was talking about here in a second, but we're going to trade because we're here trading. We're not here. So where we at, we're in the middle of a range on the 5-minute. If there's one thing that everybody that's watching here that wants to be a trader will hear, you have zero edge in the middle of a range. You have zero edge. You have no edge. Every trade is 50-50 anyways, but you have even less than 50% of a chance of that trade working out when you're in the middle of a range. Because the middle of a range, okay, let me restate that. With our system, if you're in the middle of a range, you do have some edge because, like for here, if you see in the 5-minute chart, the first chart that you see, our momentum and our bias indicator are in the middle of that range. So we have a little bit of an edge because we know how the system reacts when it hits these indicators. We know how to trade patterns around these indicators. So we have a little bit more of an edge because the indicators that we trade with every single day and that are highly effective provide us signals in that area. But at the same time, you're in the middle of a range. And by definition, a range, you have no edge. You just don't, because the market's trying to figure out what the hell it wants to do. So you're guessing with the market. And I've never known anybody that's been a successful guess trader. I've never known anybody. I've never met a trader that say, "Hey, how do you trade?" Well, I'm a guess trader. Oh, really? Yeah, I get up every day and I just guess where the market's going. I've never met a successful guess trader. So if there's one thing that if you're a new trader, if you see a range on a chart, you should get out of the trade unless you have experience. Now, what did I see? Now, what did I see here? I see a potential of a actually flashing down and maybe hitting 623. I see it going down to 623, if not a little bit lower. That's what I see. Now, this is from years of trading the system, watching the charts. I could be wrong though. And I'm also not heavy, right? I'm not, how many lots? I'm in 3 lots. So, this trade won't hurt me if I'm wrong. Well, it'll hurt because, you don't want to lose money. But so I've traded obscure data, and I believe what you should look at, and I've shared this before in the streams. So I stream because, number one, I do enjoy trading. I also enjoy teaching. I enjoy teaching a lot. The other thing that, what comes along with teaching is it makes me a better trader. So, I'm a better trader because I teach. So that's the other personal reason why but I also enjoy, I enjoy the community that we built. I enjoy the people that are there. When I got into trading, I wanted to create, and this will bring it full circle. I bought, I don't know, I probably spent about 30 grand on training in trading the first year. So I have no problem buying training, or, I have no problem accelerating my learning curve by buying someone else's knowledge if I think it's put together well. So I've always done that. That's why you read books and everything else. Did get knocked out of one trade there. I still think it's going to go down, but we don't know for sure. Chart 2 is momentum short, so that's what I'm trading against. So members, if you're wondering what am I trading, I'm trading straight up chart 2. I'm looking at the other charts, but I'm trading straight up chart 2. So if you're new here too, you want to join Discord down below. That's where I share most of the information. We'll be doing a Bitcoin update, I think, later on today. Bitcoin's doing some interesting things. So is the crypto market. So we'll look around the crypto market. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't want to be in any other trades. GC is at an interesting area. What do we do? I think we take a GC trade. So here's the thing. If the NQ is going to go down, GC is going to go up. So I think we do a position here on GC. And then this is standard support and resistance. Look at this. Standard support and resistance trade right here. So there's our momentum and bias indicators. We're looking at chart 4 on the screen for everybody. GC is gold for those that are maybe new or don't know. GC is the future, is gold. The futures, trading gold on the futures market. So standard support and resistance, previous resistance becomes support. It hasn't tested that yet. So, I don't usually do trades, based solely on that, but we'll see. If NQ is going to go down, GC is going to probably rip up and test the high again. All right. So back to the conversation. So I bought maybe 30, 40 grand of training. I've gone through a lot of training. Andrew Crail, I think that's his name, the UK guy. Anyways, that the forex trading is I started becoming profitable first in forex, and then crypto. And I didn't realize that at the time. Crypto's a great place to learn trading, because if you can trade in crypto, you could trade penny stocks, you could trade just about anything, just because the emotionality of crypto, and the way, and so if you can successfully trade crypto, I believe you can trade anything, because crypto takes all of the human psychology of a chart and it magnifies it by 10%. Plus, crypto's a big cult. So it combines even more elements. Do we want to short this? Do we short heavy? I think we do. I think you're going to make me, market. You're going to make me do it. You're going to make me do it. I think you're going to make me do it. I think the market's going to make me. I see it, but I don't quite see it. Just don't as long as it doesn't capture 568, 567, I think it's going to rip down. If it well, actually, it's a little bit higher. I apologize. If it captures 659, I don't know what the hell I was talking about. 659. If it captures 659, then it's probably gonna then it's not going down, and I should reverse. But if it doesn't capture 659, then it's probably going down. Probably. Oof, we're close on the bubble there. We're right on the bubble. Do we call the bluff on the market? I think we do. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Nope, I'm wrong. We are wrong. All right, now we're going to get a chance to reverse at a decent clip, or let's see. We're not wrong yet, but we're almost wrong. Almost wrong. Momentum shifted on chart 2. So I should reverse. All right. And then I got to be careful that I don't churn the account here. So this is one thing that you will learn, is that some traders, my nephew fell into this trap. He can make money in the morning, he lose money in the afternoon. Why? Because the market psychology changes in the afternoon. People don't realize this. The market has 4 different psychologies during the day. It actually has 5. I should do a video on this. I don't think do I have a video? Are any members listening? I'm sure there are. But I mean, have I done a video in the training on the 5 psychology? What are some good penny? I have no idea what penny stocks to invest into. I have no idea. I do have a scan. I do have a very effective scan for penny stocks on StockFetcher. So if you guys haven't seen StockFetcher, that's a pretty cool platform. It's one of my favorite scanning platforms. I wish crypto had a scanning platform like StockFetcher. Oh, I haven't, Gordon? Okay, thank you. All right, I'll do a video on that, because I know I've mentioned it. I don't know. So where does it fit in my philosophy of the trade system? Is probably how I should answer this. All right. Okay. Now you got to be careful here. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I don't like the way that it rejected that, but it did break above that. Do I get out of this trade? I think I do. Yeah, I'm a little heavier than I want to be, especially at this range. Sorry, I'm looking at the chart. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here, because I still think it's going to do the sell-off, but we're also in a very interesting time of the market. Yeah, I saw it too. Damn it. Why did I trade that long? That sucks. Okay. All right. Now we're at an RDA check, so I'm not going to go short there, but we are going to probably go short here. because I think it has potential. Well, I don't know.
Order filled.
Am I trading with conviction? 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 No.
Order filled.
What do I need for conviction? I need that level to not hold. All right. Sorry. I made a series of 2 stupid trades, so I'm just making sure that I'm not making a stupid trade right here. All right, we need to put a protective stop up here, 9. I think we're going to try to get heavy on this sell-off. All right, so the level held, that is fighting that. So why would I want to fight that? Fighting chart 3. That's why I'm wondering, why would I want to fight chart 3? So we're in 3 lots right here. I just think that this is the trade on the table. That's the problem. No, so well, what am I using to buy? I'm using, so I trade what's called the 4 chart setup. What you're not seeing is a 4 chart setup. So each one of these tickers that you see here is a different futures market, different futures ticker that I'm trading. And on each one of these, I have 3 screens here that I'm trading off of. Each one of these, I have a 4 chart setup that we trade in our system. 4 chart setup is a combination between tick and time charts. It's really a superpower in trading, really, because what it does is it correlates 4 different charts, and one of your charts is the control. So when you hear me say, "Hey, chart 4 is the control," it's not the chart 4 that you see on the screen. It's the chart 4 that members are trading. I can't see here. I think I need to get out of this trade based on how it's reacting. Until it breaks momentum, I shouldn't get out of this trade. So until it breaks momentum, I shouldn't get out of this trade. No problem. I have no problem. Like I said, new questions, people trying to learn. I share a lot of stuff on Discord. I have many videos. I have over 200 videos on YouTube. Been doing this since 2018. Yeah. So, I mean, the quick answer you want to, my training is one-time fee, $9.97. I don't need the money. I just want a financial commitment from anybody that enters my training. That's why. I don't believe in free. So I think we're going to reverse here. So people ask, why do you charge for your training when you're a successful trader? Well, because I don't believe in free. I know if I offered my full system for free, no one would value it. No one would use it. And my community wouldn't be as big as it is. I guarantee it. I know because I used to run a software company, and I was in a mentorship group. I was in a mastermind group, and I offered my product for free. We tried different freemium levels. We tried a bunch of different things. I'm beyond convinced that no one values free. So the number I put on my training is kind of the lowest amount that I would think someone needs to have, disposably wise, that to me is a decent financial commitment. That's why. Because once you become a member, I mean, I'm there every day, even on the weekends. So yeah. So if you join Discord or you visit my website, down below, you'll see information on my training, my full system. I mean, I share my full system, and just I don't want to make this not a commercial on the training. Let me make sure we're trading. Okay, so you can see I'm in 5 lots. I thought it was going to sell off. The chart told me otherwise, so I traded the chart. Once again, don't argue with the chart. Never argue with the chart. The chart will always win. We got our trailing stops. We're up about $800. Hopefully it'll rip up from here. What might happen is it might come down, do a quick spike down because it's hitting the half hour and might knock us out of all of our positions, which would really suck. But there's no other way to protect against that. I've traded the last half hour. Yes. Oops, sorry. You know what's weird? Well, I don't. So on Windows 11, for whatever reason, Discord doesn't work on the snap. Anyways, I know that's just completely off the wall. Yeah. So I don't know your name. Yeah. So two ways you can join Discord down below, or you can send me an email. On my website, and then there's a form if you want to get started. I just like to talk to everybody. You just can't buy my training. I like to talk to everybody and make sure you have the right frame of mind. And then, from there, it's my full system. Oh yeah, I was going to show the new pattern stuff that I released. But we're watching this trade, so I'm giving it a little bit of room here. On chart 2, it's still holding momentum and bias. Barely. We might be, here's the thing, we might be seeing a trade that doesn't exist. That's the one thing, because we're running out of market time here. It's, where's my phone? Yeah. So we might be running out of market time here. I mean, there's still a half hour. There's plenty of time. But it doesn't seem like it really wants to move heavy. So I might get out of this trade if it fails here. But we'll give it a little room. We'll be patient. Yeah, so the best thing is just visit my website or join Discord down below and send me a DM and say, how do I get started? So members, I did, and I shared this. Did I share it in the den? I did share it. Oh, I'm still in that crypto trade, I think. I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, we're still up. Oh, look at that. It sold off more. I know I said I shorted Mask out of principle. I really did short it out of principle. Because why? Look at that daily chart. I just had to short it. So we're trading off this previous candle here. So we're looking for this candle to be tested here on the open. See if we can hold it that long. It might take a 1 or 2. It might not do it this day. It might do it in the next day. That's what we're holding out for. But I already, the numbers are small for those that don't know. I started with $191 on KuCoin, and we're up to about $900 now. So just doing swing trades, not doing any day trading on it. I don't like the platform to day trade on. It's too hard to set positions and everything else. We're going to get knocked out of this trade. Yeah. Yeah.
Order filled.
Oh, wait, I reversed that? I did reverse that. It's in this weird range. It's in this weird range. Well, it held up the previous 60-minute candle. So guess I shouldn't have been knocked out of that trade. I'm going to focus here just for a second. All of that garbage trading there. Yeah, I should have been long based on the chart. Okay, it's either going to rip here or it's going to not rip here, meaning that it's going to either rip up here or not. It's kind of the last chance right here. This is the last chance for it to rip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we get picked up. Last chance for it to rip up. Yeah, so on this crypto trade, it's real simple. I mean, number one, it cross paths to 50%. The next profit area we would take is here and then here. Let's look and see if there's anything else in the crypto market we want to trade. CFX, is that what we're trading? No, we're not trading that. So CFX, prime example, CFX is selling off too. probably go long right around this level here on the daily, below that level. That's what I would do. All right, let's watch this trade. Let's see where we're at. I should have been a little more patient with this NQ trade. Sometimes I'm impatient. Still need to be patient with it now. Might not move here. I mean, look at all that resistance that it's facing on the 5-minute. It's got a lot of resistance above. But chart 2 is in a heavy momentum environment. Chart 4 too, since 1152 has been momentum and bias long. So since 1152 and even since 11110, I mean, really, there wasn't really a time to be super short except for extremes on the 5-minute chart ever. You had no real signal to be short other than extremes on the 5-minute chart after 1150. So after 1150, you can see here on this chart, see how that candle captured, number one, see how the orange line, see how this candle captured the orange line, and then see how this candle captured the white and yellow line. Well, that candle recaptured momentum and bias. And then you believe that because number one, it's a decent sized candle. Plus this overall impulse move. You should believe this overall impulse move here. These are all things that I teach in my training. So I'm not using concepts that are foreign to members or anything. These are all things that I teach in the training. I teach impulse moves. I teach exactly what yeah.
Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, it didn't sell off, and we got knocked out of our trade. It might want to range out here. That's the problem.
Order filled.
Might want to range out.
Order filled.
All right. Got knocked out of 3, and then we're in 3 more. For those that don't know, I used to trade, and I've shared this many times before. I used to trade when I first started trading. I could only trade 2 times a day because I still ran my software service or kind of consulting software as a service company. So I reserved the morning, 10 minutes after the open for about 40 minutes, and then I traded the close at 05 after the hour. I would make sure I'm trading. So I've been pretty adept at trading the close. But this has been a little bit garbage trading here. I'm not really happy with the trading that I've done here today. But that's because I was trying to be part of the move that wherever it was going to move. I don't like the way it's selling off. I think it's going to rip down. I think it's too dangerous to be in this trade. Yeah. One more. It's almost too dangerous to be in this trade. Yeah.
Order filled.
All right. Because I don't want to distract you so much. In the NQ chart, why is your resistance level on the left peak and not lower? What's the resistance level? Oh, you mean here? The yellow line? Because we use chart 4. That actually has more significance than, I mean, that level has a significance too. So you would see that. I mean, you're going to see that level. But we're using chart 4 for that actual level. So the yellow lines you see on the chart, that's another chart of the 4 chart setup that we use to set levels. So one thing you'll notice on all my charts, all the colors are the same. One of the things that traders don't think about when you're developing a trade system is that, what are you doing? And I did a video with this with my nephew. There's no trades on, so we're not missing any trades because I don't have high confidence that I think that the NQ is going to move up. So I think I will do a participation trade here. But I burned through some P&L doing stupid trades here. See if we get picked up on this participation trade here. So what I find amazing is that all the information you need to trade, except for knowing known news events, meaning news events that are on the calendar, like when the Fed has a rate hike announcement or something like that, right? Or releasing their meeting notes. What I find absolutely amazing is that you can devise a trade system that's based solely on the chart. All the data you need is on a chart. All the indicators that you use are a derivative of information that you find on a chart. So we've defined, what I've just done is I've defined the battle space. I defined our battle space. I've limited it. Limitation is good. Now, because I've limited it, what does that also mean? That also means, okay, since we say that we're going to trade just charts, and what are we going to be trading? Well, we're going to be using indicators. We're going to be using price action, but we're also going to be using patterns. We're going to be trading patterns. So let me relate this to like, how do I relate this to something that would make sense? I don't want to use the military, but like, for instance, in sniper school, when snipers go to become snipers, they learn how to observe. But what do they also learn? They learn what are called SOPs. SOPs are standing operating procedures. These are ways that they do things. Like, most people know that if you're a sniper, on some shots, you have to actually calculate, I think it's called the Coriolis of the Earth, how the Earth spins. And you have to calculate windage. You have to calculate humidity. You have to calculate all this stuff. But they don't just randomly do those calculations. They have a process that they follow. It's just like an airline pilot. Airline pilot just doesn't sit inside a plane and just go, okay, let me just start pushing buttons. They might know it really well, but they still have an iPad with them, because all airline pilots, I think, now use iPads. And then they go through their pre-flight checklist, and they check things off as they go through it. It's that critical. So what I would suggest is that if you're looking to become a successful trader and you're saying that the chart is your airplane, maybe you should treat it the same way that someone would treat an airplane. You notice that airplanes, they have colors for certain things. They have things placed in certain areas. You don't get into a Boeing, is it 757? I don't know what the latest Boeing is. You don't get into a 747 and in one plane, the parking brake is on one side, and then another 747, the parking brake's on another side. It's standardized. You need to do the same thing with your trading. Otherwise, how are you going to recognize patterns? If you're constantly changing colors, even the lines that you draw, let's say you notice I don't draw trend lines. I see them, I don't draw them. So if you draw trend lines, you should use the same color. You should use the same tool, because you're training your mind every single day. Your chart time, if you're consistently changing your trade system, you're never going to refine it. So I believe that your indicator should be the same color. However you chart, however you do anything, should be the same color. We're in one participation trade here on the NQ. Where can I go to watch any of my stocks go up and down live like this? I have no idea. So hopefully I answered both your questions there. Oh, I left YouTube, so I don't know if YouTube has questions. Yeah. So we're just going to do this participation trade up. Did some kind of choppy trading here in the afternoon session. I'm not really happy with that. I don't know where you can go to watch stocks go up and down like this. I mean, TradingView, you can watch a stock go up and down like this. I mean, right here, I mean, TradingView is right here. This is, well, we can look at Tesla. There we are. We're looking at Tesla. I know there's a lot of lines on this chart. We're looking at the 5-minute time frame on Tesla. Kind of the same thing. So you can see it's the same indicators. I mean, I know there's a lot of lines here. Once again, for those that are new, this is my Rex Dog Maximus chart. It has multi-time frame indicators, so I can look at it at a glance and see any ticker at a glance. Okay, where are the reaction areas? You know, I trade reaction areas. So this D that you see here is a reaction area. This D that you see here is a reaction area. This W you see here is a reaction area. This W you see up here is a reaction area. Those are all reaction areas. Well, so back to your questions on the resistance line. Well, I mean, that's just a line that I drew on the chart. But yeah, this would be a resistance. This 5-minute area would be a resistance. You would consider this standard resistance, meaning that here's what I also teach in my training. So you should look at, if you look at the market this way, you're going to be better than 80% of the people out there trying to trade. This is a failure right there. That's a failure. Okay. Most people look at that. It's two things. It's a failure and a rejection, but it's a failure. It's a failure for price to go higher. You're going to say, duh, yeah, I know that. Okay. This is also a failure. This is a failure for price to go lower. Most people look at that as a rejection. Most people, when they learn candlesticks, that's a rejection. I'm telling you should look at it first as a failure and then a rejection, meaning that the order of precedence that you should give it as a failure and then it's a rejection. You have to look at it in both ways. So that was a failure for price to go down. That's why it's a failure. Now you might, obviously you could use the same phrase and say, well, it was a rejection of the downside. I think it's better to look at it as a failure, because when you frame it as a failure, what this allows you to do is then you're seeing the market from the perspective that it actually trades. The market trades from failure to failure on every chart. Every chart, you can pull up any chart right now and you will see that the market trades from failure to failure. Let me see. Well, I wouldn't short. I don't know if I'd short there. What is that? A breakout to the downside? Yeah, I mean, but the best trade already existed on that chart. We're going to get taken out. $45 minutes into the close. You might see a rip up here. That might be the last pullback. And then you just might see a rip up here. That might have been the last pullback. One of the indicators I use is the Rex Dog average. So I shared that above. And then the other indicators are in my system. And then we use patterns. So for instance, I'll give you an example. Logged in here. No, I'm not. All right. Where are we at here? Still in that participation trade. See if we can eke out another $1,000 on this. Where are we at? What indicator? What? Oh, this is. Where's my? So for instance, everybody, just so you know, if you're new here, number one, join Discord down below. I do share my P&L and then I share the streams. So here, this is the running 2023 P&L. I guess I could add up the 2022. But here, for instance, we just released the level check pattern. So this is an example of what I started doing is doing these pattern videos because I think, or these patterns, and a member suggested this because I think it really does make a lot of sense. I assumed, you should never assume, I assumed people understood how to trade patterns really effectively. Like head and shoulders, for instance, is a pattern. The way I will cover head and shoulders will be different because it'll be using the 4-chart setup. But I'm really enjoying creating these pattern videos because I do think that it's starting to help a lot of people understand fully how to. I just assume I've said it in the training many times. I said, why would I go over? You can buy a book on patterns. You can buy a book that will go through many different trading patterns. What I also realized during that, now we're in this trade, we should have probably went heavier once I saw it didn't want to move up. So we're going to wait for 720 and we might short it if we get enough time there. Meaning that if it rips up to there, and I think that there's enough time in the market, meaning that it does it by 54 after, then I would short it. It might just stall here though. It officially tapped that 690 level. It's kind of what we were looking for. That 690 level. I don't remember what I was talking about. Here's one of the indicators I use. This is our main bias and our bias indicator. Also a reaction indicator. Using that indicator, we look at the chart and we know whether or not we should be short or long. So for instance, Bitcoin, if we go to Bitcoin, Bitcoin did something really important the other day. All members were watching it. There's Bitcoin. This is my super Bitcoin chart. Okay, what the hell is that? Sorry. Sometimes I click buttons. I have no idea what's going on. All right. So I know there's a lot of lines on here and everything else. I know it's busy. This is my super Bitcoin chart. This is, members have access to this. This has every, you can see there's every important level. Not only that, these are all important VWAPs. See these green and red lines? Those are anchored VWAPs from significant highs and significant lows. And what is Bitcoin doing? It's doing something really interesting. The first thing that members will say is, number one, we're on the 4-day. It recaptured the 4-day RDA. That's the first thing it did. There we go. We're seeing some rip up. So let me go back to this chart. Did rip up. All right. There we go. Anything above 740, we're shorting maybe. Possibly. I'd short right around 748 if it gets up there. Boom. Get up to 748. I would short up to 748. We'll see if it gets there. So on Bitcoin, see all these green and red lines? These are significant anchored VWAPs. Now, if you don't know what an anchored VWAP is, just search Google or whatever. Not Google. I don't know. Google sucks nowadays. Search Bing, I guess. Chat GPT will tell you what it is. But these are anchored VWAPs. And here's the thing. If Bitcoin gets through all of these, 45,000 is the most important level on the chart right now. If Bitcoin breaches 45,000, holds above 45,000, then I'm pretty convinced it's going to go to above 100K. I'm pretty convinced it's going to. So far, this is turning out not how I expected, but we have a very significant level here right around 30K. So that's the next significant level, is right around 30K. But if Bitcoin recaptures all of these anchored VWAPs, the way to look at what anchored VWAPs are, this isn't the exact, is that this would be the basis of people. So for instance, if you go to this chart here, I can turn all these off. I can make it so you can actually read these things. So these are anchored VWAP channels. So the red are highs and the green are lows. And then this red is the mix 200. That's the mix 200. So let's just use the lows. I don't know if anybody's interested in this. I mean, I find it interesting. So we're going with it. I mean, I'm still in the trade. I'm going to be probably knocked out here for about $500 in profit. I don't think it's going to reach our 748 level. So those are significant highs. So I've analyzed Bitcoin deeply, and then every one of these anchored VWAPs are significant highs. So the way to look at that, and it's easy to use an anchored VWAP. You just go here. It's in TradingView. I don't know where it's. There it is. So see the first menu item? It says anchored VWAP. You click on it, and let's say you want to see what the anchored VWAP. Let me turn this off so that you can see this. Let me turn this off so that you can see this here. I'm doing this mainly for new traders too. So let's say that you want to say, okay, from 30K, this isn't the exact way to look at it. Sometimes I explain things in a way that's really simplistic. What's the average basis position from someone that has bought since Friday, 10 June 2022? I can use the anchored VWAP. I clicked on the tool, and then I click on this here. And then that red line that you see here, and I'll remove some of these levels here. That red line that you see here, this red line right here, the way to maybe look at it, possibly, the way I like to look at it, that I think makes sense, is that is the average basis, and I put in air quote, the average cost basis. No, my trade was, I have a stop loss, so the only time I miss a trade is, or the only time I lose money on a trade when I'm talking is when I don't have a stop loss or I don't have it managed. So I'm not going to be distracted from an active trade I'm in. But we did get knocked out of that trade, and the market's about to close in 5 minutes. So really we have nothing else. What I would do on the overnight session is up to 749. If it gets up there, I'd short down up to 749, maybe up to 770. That's what I do in the overnight session if I was trading the overnight session. So anyways, we'll go back to here and then I'll finish up. So the way to look at that anchored VWAP, I use this candle here. From this candle here, that's the average basis position of everybody that entered from that date. So that means that the average basis position on this chart is, from that anchored VWAP, is 20,446. Now I know that's not exactly how it's being calculated, but I've been using the anchored VWAP long enough that that's how it works. That's how it tends to hold up. And you'll notice here on the 4-day, it kind of used this level as, in air quotes, support. You can do the same thing from a low. So let's say, for instance, okay, this low here, or let's use this low here. This low here, this is the only time we use volume. So I use volume in two places. This volume I would pay attention to. Other than that, you never hear me talk about volume. Why? Because we have an indicator in our system that uses volume. We don't need to even read volume. The only time you look at volume is when you see something like this. That's stopping volume, especially when you have three congruent bars like this. That's stopping volume. This is stopping volume as well. So let's say you want to use this significant low here, these lows here. You can see that basis is about the same area. So someone that started buying, like I said, I'm explaining this in the most simplistic form. It's not the best, because if you know how, what do we get filled on? We got filled on a GC long. Do I want to be filled on that? Hold on one second. Nope. All right, we got out of that. Going to end the day about 7,300. It should have been around 12 grand, but I did terrible on the afternoon session. I'm going to have to journal the heck out of what I was doing. Anyways, to finish the thought on so that's the way to look at the anchored VWAP. These can be used as quote unquote support and resistance. That's the way I use them. I use them as, well, we use them as reaction zones. So I teach in my system how to use them as reaction zones, meaning, where are we at here? I'm going to turn them back on. Meaning when price gets up here, it's going to react. And a reaction is the market's moving in one direction and it's going to move in the opposite direction. So what do we see here? If we just go to this anchored VWAP here, and we'll do an auto here, boom. So we see that it didn't get to these ones yet, but we would anticipate as it starts hitting these, it's going to react. It's going to react to that anchored VWAP. They're just reaction zones. Now, a reaction is the market's moving in one direction and it reacts in the other direction. Why are reactions important? Well, reactions are important because if you can predict where the market's going to react, then you can create a trade system to trade around them. So that's when you're looking at, okay, if you're designing, this is for new people really, but if you're designing a trade system from scratch or you're analyzing a trade system, to me, it needs to tell you where to trade, and you'd like to have a predictive factor of that. That's what the system that I teach and that I trade does. It outlines the area of the chart you should expect a reaction, and then you trade around those reaction zones. So, I mean, this is a pretty obvious level, 30,000. I mean, it's even more obvious when you pull up the daily chart, it's more obvious when you pull up the 4-day chart. So if you're wondering, if you're new here and you're wondering, why are you using the 4-day chart? I'm going to share something with you in crypto. If you want to be a highly successful crypto trader on a swing trade basis, trade the 4-day chart. If you want to kill it with crypto trading on a swing trade basis, trade the 4-day chart. I've been saying this for years. If you want to do very well in crypto, trade the 4-day chart. It's close to a superpower in crypto trading that you can get. The 4-day chart is gold. So if you understand how to use the 4-day chart and you trade around it, you could become, or swing trades anywhere from, let's say 8 to, or 1 day to, 22 days. You would be a highly effective trader if you use the 4-day chart. That's why you constantly see me use it. That's why you constantly see me reference it. Because especially on Bitcoin, the 4-day chart on Bitcoin is like Bitcoin gold. So this level here, this breakdown candle here is really important. So we're seeing already, I think, no, we're not. Did it get there? Did it hit that level? No, it didn't hit that level. So this is a significant level in the market. The chart is telling you that. I mean, you can be a day one trader or a week one trader and see standard support and resistance. This whole zone here is a massively important zone. This whole zone here. Also, there's another kind of important thing about this zone here that, if I put it a little bit higher, that zone is almost the start of all of these anchored VWAPs. And some of these anchored VWAPs go back pretty far. Obviously, some of them go to the all-time high. Some of them go to Crisis 2. So for those that don't know, Crisis 2, I outlined this in Bitcoin. If you go to my website, you go to my website, go to Bitcoin, and then go to Bitcoin Deep Analysis. You'll see back here that I predicted way back when it was near the all-time high that we're going to go back to this level of 16 grand. I thought we were going to go to 12, 10, but we might. That's still in the cards. I break down basically what you can learn from the .com era to trade Bitcoin. I talk about Bitcoin Crisis 1 and 2. We're currently in Bitcoin Crisis 3. And it's behaving a little bit outside of how I thought it was going to behave actually here. I'm a little surprised by this move, but 30K is really going to be 30K, if it touches 30K and what it does around there, this will really be the deciding factor on if it's going to do what I think it's going to do that I shared in that document. So you did ask another question. Again, sorry if it's kind of a basic question, but if I'm trading on a 4-day time frame, do my trades have to last for full days, or even more of it is just because the most predictable chart? No, those are, that's a good beginner question. No, the way to look at charts is that's just the time frame you're looking at. So if I'm looking at the 4-day, that means each bar represents 4-day of price action. What you would do, just so you know, you trade the 4-day because you use the 4-day for your every trade that you do should have a thesis and should have a chart that is the control, meaning that chart is controlling that trade. That chart is controlling you making that trade. So when I say trade the 4-day, your 4-day chart is the control chart. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to a lower time frame, maybe like the 8-hour. I would suggest the 8-hour. And then you trade the 8-hour. So for instance, I traded the 4-hour on a swing trade. I should share these because I just don't, I guess I could share the results. I still swing trade Bitcoin. I've been sharing, I shared the video years ago. I still do it. Why? Because it moves the same way. It's dead simple how to trade Bitcoin, how to swing trade Bitcoin. It's like, I couldn't be more clear, especially from the 4-hour chart. Look, the 4-hour chart right here. I know there's a lot of lines on this chart. The 4-hour chart right here told you right here to go long on Bitcoin for a swing trade, especially when you correlate it to the 4-day chart. All right, we're going to go back in time. I'm going to look at something. I don't even have to look at this because I traded this. We're going to put a little line there. I don't know how I got off on this tangent. So, like I said, I'm passionate about trading. I'm passionate about this stuff. So, look, not unfortunately, I could friggin' talk about this stuff for hours. I'm passionate about the friggin' market. I know I'm never going to figure that shit out. Anyways, so here we go. That's the level, okay? Now, I did an early trade on Bitcoin. The second that it looked like this level was going to hold, right here. I did an early trade on Bitcoin. Let's see what I'm up. What am I up? And then I went heavy here. I'm up about 31% or so. That's not bad. So now this is the 4-day level here. Okay. Here's the 4-day level. So we know that that's the 4-day level. Let's mark that so we see it. I don't know if this is helping anybody or anybody cares. I mean, there's still people watching. So obviously some people have trailed off, but here's the 4-day level. We got the 4-day. Now we go to the 4-hour. Okay. I'm going to remove some of these things. Boom, boom. All right. Now we just have the Rexdog system, and obviously it's a lot of lines. I know most people, if you're new to trading, you're like, dude, that's like making me give a headache. Here's that 4-day level. Okay. So early on when that 4-day candle was being started, all right, I identified the level. I saw the level. And then when it recaptured momentum in this area here, I went long for a tiny position. When it did this candle here, it took out this level, took out this almost, and it breached the previous week high. I then say, okay, it's go time. It's go heavy time. Why? Well, this is really simple. It's very simple. That's 8% to here and here. I didn't get picked up on everything I wanted to get picked up on. I created a scale-in plan basically from here, from once this candle closed, here down to here. I created a scale-in plan. Why is that not my normal chart setup? Sorry, hold on. That's not my normal chart setup. That's not the normal Fibonacci levels. Maybe this chart doesn't have the normal. There we go. Strange. I created a scale-in plan from number one, scaled in, bought right away, scaled in on this, this is an alpha candle. So for those that are in the training, you know, this is an alpha candle. That's an alpha candle. So what did I do? I traded around that alpha candle. I only got picked up for one, but I created a scale-in plan all the way down to here. If there would have been a close below that level on the 4-day, I would have got out. But I was scaling in, and I was scaling in heavier. I was going down. Because once this candle hit, if this candle got taken out, then I might have got out. The candle didn't get taken out. So that's the trades. I mean, you're seeing the Rexdog system in action right here. It couldn't have been more clear on this chart to go long. If you didn't go, my voice cracked like a little teenager. Sound like a little bitch. If you didn't go long here, then you should have went long here. There's no reason. Now we can go to the 1 hour chart. We can do the same damn thing. 1 hour chart. We can go to the same area. The same area on the 1 hour chart. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Look. Okay, the 1 hour chart, you didn't quite get the signal until here. Here you got the signal on the 1 hour chart. Look. You got the 1 hour chart on the signal right there. If you didn't go long there, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Especially when the 4-day level is holding up. So, number one, you're in a changeover state. We see it. We're in a changeover state. We see Bitcoin recaptured on the 60-minute time frame. Bias and momentum, and then it rechecks. So if you didn't go long here for whatever reason, you should have went long here. That can't be any more of a clear setup right there. Can't be any more of a clear setup. So, what am I going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share in advance what I'm going to do, because this is pretty simple. Well, I should probably take a little bit off today. Here's the thing. I'll take some off if it closes below this level right here. So if we get a close on the 4-day, or the 4 hour chart starts looking like crap, if we get a close below this level here, below 27,456 on the 4 hour, and it looks like the 4 hour is rolling over, I'll probably exit some of my position. If it looks like the 4 hour is rolling over. But the 4 hour is not rolling over right now. That's the 4 hour level. The 4 hour has a lot of opportunity. See all these lines and stuff? These are all reaction zones. Look at how much the 4 hour has to react to right now. The 4 hour has an opportunity to react here, 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 and it's above the weekly open. Not only that, it's got an inflection zone right here that it could react on right here. This area here is an inflection zone. Right there. So, these are all things that I teach in my training, and not only my training, my system. So I'm not talking about anything that's not outside of my system. So not only does it have all these reaction areas, it has to, and now Bitcoin can easily do that. For those that are maybe new to Bitcoin, it can easily do that. So we can see this here. Can Bitcoin go down? We're looking at the daily chart. Can Bitcoin go down? Let's see. 25% in the matter of 2 days? Absolutely. Well, that's more than 2 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days? Absolutely. So what am I going to do? Well, it's pretty clear on the 4-day. If it gets up to here, number one, I'm going to start taking profit when it gets closer to here. Start rolling out of the position. And then if it gets up to here, up to this zone here, right around 33 to 34, I'm going to start entering a short position. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to short down to, well, it depends what the chart looks like. I can't make that. I can't. I'm just, the way the chart sits right now, I'd be looking to short, get out of my position, reverse, and then I'd be looking for a pullback of 20 to 30%, maybe a little bit less. So I would be expecting a pullback from this range here right to here. And that's what I'd be trading. So what would that be? Right around 24,000. Might even be the RDA. What I would like to see is the 4-day come up to here, like 39,000. Come up to this level here. Is that 39,000? 35, sorry. 35,000. Yeah, 35,000. I'd like to be able to ride it up to 35,000 and then have this art and then have it range here for a while. I'd like to see it range here for a while. And then I'd like to see the RDA kind of like start to like kind of level out a little bit, level out. And then I would be starting a short position for a 4-day RDA check. That's what I'd be trading. Anyways, that's I know I went off on a little tangents couple here, but like I said, I enjoy trading. I'm passionate about the market, I'm passionate about teaching. I think I'll close the full loop. I did mention something earlier. I do 3 things. I trade. I have an entertainment company that I just started to make good entertainment, because I think most of the entertainment out today is crap. So I want to be part of the change. And then I do religious studies. Those are the 3 things that I do. And then family comes first, of course. But outside of family, those are the 3 things that I do. For the day, I had a pretty crappy P&L, in my opinion, 7,300. I overtraded in the afternoon, so I need to solve that issue. I know why I overtraded. I know what I was doing. I just got a little too. I saw where the direction of the market might be going, but I started doing some bad trading. Should you invest in Bitcoin? I have no idea. Here's my upfront answer. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an attorney. You should have invested in Bitcoin probably when it was around 16,000. Just my personal opinion. You should not invest in Bitcoin when it's getting to resistance areas. When Bitcoin is getting to a previous resistance area, probably don't buy Bitcoin. That'd be my general advice. You should also wear a seatbelt when you drive. So that's the other advice that I would give, is that when Bitcoin's when everybody else is excited about Bitcoin, you probably shouldn't buy Bitcoin. Just my general gut feeling. But I should find this video where I share this exact strategy so I can share it. But I would, if you want to buy Bitcoin, I would wait for a pullback. And then, I don't know why I have this belief. Well, I know how I have this belief, and I'll end the stream here. Is that I'm convinced Bitcoin's going to breach 100,000. I thought the third crisis, what was going to happen is that they were going to make it difficult for you to be able to onboard to Bitcoin. But so far, I can buy Bitcoin and I can transfer it to any wallet right now. When I think that move's going to happen is there's going to come like maybe a 3 to like 10-day period where it's going to be extremely difficult for you to buy Bitcoin and offboard it from an exchange. So, and then I'll answer this final question. I shouldn't invest in Bitcoin when everyone else is? I am not sure if I heard that right. That is why I'm asking. So look up the saying, when there's blood in the streets. For instance, I saw that one of our political leaders was in touch with Warren Buffett about this whole bank situation. And I haven't looked into it. I haven't read anything about it. But it does look like what Warren Buffett's doing is solidifying his position into the banking sector even more. Why is he doing that? Because the banking system's on the verge of collapse. And it's a huge opportunity for him. So when everybody else is scared, when everybody else is fearful, when there's literally blood in the streets, that's when you should probably be doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. Works the same way with Bitcoin, kind of works the same way with trading. It's hard to do. So I'll share this last piece of advice and then we'll end the stream. If you want to be a successful trader, I'm going to pitch my number 1, join Discord, ask me how to get started with the Rexdog trade system. That's your first step. But outside of that, if you want to be a successful trader, you need to learn to be your own person and not to listen to anybody else. It's you against the market. Not even your best friend, and maybe not even your spouse will fully support you in becoming a trader. It's a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I'm lucky my significant other really has supported me. Although she wouldn't have supported me if I wouldn't have had results. So if it would have took, well, it would have took longer than 2 years. Well, no, if I didn't transition the way I did and I didn't have proof that it worked, obviously she would have stopped supporting me. But she even supported me from day one. She actually was the one that told me years ago. She told me years ago, kind of when I first met her, she said, you should do stock trading. And I think you'd be good at it. And I said, no, it's like gambling. Same reason why we don't go to casinos. Or, when I go to a casino, I'll spend a couple $100. And if I'm up a couple $100, I'll just stop. So I just, I've never really lost at a casino, because if I'm up, I'm like, hey, I made some money, I'm going to stop. Well, I thought that trading was just gambling. I wasn't educated. So what you need to realize, if you need to make this assessment to yourself right now, if you want to be a successful trader, you have no one else to rely upon. You can join a group like mine. So join Discord down below. You'll see that on YouTube and TradingView. You can join a group like mine. You're going to be around like-minded people trading the same system, want you to succeed, everything else. But at the same time, you have to be able to take the arrows, as they say. I know that's probably not the most politically correct way to say this saying, but you need to be the one that's out there kind of with the shield, taking the arrows at first, taking all the hits. No one else is going to do it. You need to be comfortable with that. And if you're not comfortable with that, if you're not comfortable making up your own mind, if you're not comfortable going against what 99% of what people say out there, then you probably shouldn't look at trading. Because in trading, you have to go against what 90% of the people say out there. What is that number? 80 to 90% retail traders are not successful. Well, what does that tell you? Should you listen to 80 to 90% of what the retail traders are using? Probably not. So what does that mean? Just that stat alone should tell you that you should probably do the exact opposite of what 80 to 90% of traders do. And what 80, 90% of retail traders want is they want to be comfortable. They want to feel safe. And in the market, you're never going to feel safe. So you need to get out of your head that there's a safe trade, that you're going to have safety. You're never going to be safe. The second that I realize this, the second that I realize every day I decide to get up and be in a chaotic environment, I make that conscious decision. No one's forcing me to be a trader. I'm consciously deciding to enter a chaotic environment that's chaotic every day, that's uncertain every day. If you don't make that decision to embrace that, you're never going to be a successful trader. But if you make the decision to embrace that, you'll be a wildly successful trader. If you embrace the chaos, not in the way that the Joker did in the Batman movie, but you embrace the chaos of the market, you're going to be wildly successful. So that's my TED Talk for the day. I look forward to seeing everybody. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow because I feel healthy. I feel good. Going to have a much better P&L day than I did today. Everybody join Discord. Thanks for showing up. I look forward to seeing you on the next stream.